Hello, everybody. It is Matt, and it is Terrifying Tuesday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when I am here. I know it's an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review, so keep that in mind. And one last little tidbit of information, check out the description box for a brief synopsis, your starring cast, your directors, your runtime of the cut I am watching, along with a link for a trailer, a link for where you can purchase this bad boy, and if you decide, you can help toss a couple bucks my way and help support Matt's Movie Mania. So with all that said in mind and all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's film is a winner. It is a really good one. It holds a special place in my heart because I am unfortunately probably going to be giving this an extremely positive review because my name is on the movie itself as an executive producer. So with all that said in mind, let's roll on to it. It is none other than the 2023 smash hit known as I Slay on Christmas by Phil Herman. You also have Joel D. Wynkoop in there. You also have our Marcelo Fabani. You have, who else is, Derek Braasch is on here. And then we also have, there's one more, but I can't read the name on there. Something, whatever. I can't read the last name on there. Either way, absolutely thrilling, fun anthology horror film for the Christmas season. It's all set on Christmas Eve. You start off the movie with a guy who, a scraggly looking dude who is walking down the wooded path, and he comes across a pine cone. He picks it up and throws it, and it starts off with him running away, and that's how our movie starts. And so we start off with none other than the legendary Phil Herman walking through the woods. He comes across 4 pine cones, wakes up. First off, he is passed out, wakes up and is having this dream of a naked girl doing a little dance for him, and then eventually she bends down to give him a mouth hug, and she bites off his member. It is a very cheesy, intense, fun, silly scene that I absolutely loved, and it just really helps set up what you're getting yourself into with this movie. The very first story is all chopped up with Joel D. Wynkoop, M. Catherine Wynkoop, and Sean Donohue is in there as well. I forget the other actress in there. She's got a very brief role in there, but she does a very good job in it. But it is a very good little holiday slasher-esque type movie. Joel D. Wynkoop is a sleazeball type. Definitely one that you don't want to leave home alone with your child, because he has a child who is a deaf child, and he treats the child like pure hell, like he's a complete asshole to this kid, flipping him off, yelling at him, calling him horrible names, all kinds of things that you normally wouldn't call somebody, a child especially. And then on top of it, a deaf child, the child that can't hear you. So it really has an interesting story on that end. And then we go to, I believe it's called Good Company by Marcelo Fabani. Wow, what a freaking stunner of a story that one is. It's about a guy who is meeting a girl for a first date. He thinks that he's going to kill her, in all actuality, she's got other plans for him. It is really cool. I really, really liked that story a lot. I wished that story was a little longer. I just wanted more from it. Granted, it does really change the aspect of everything because you're going from an all English movie to a movie in Espanol, and you're having to read subtitles. It doesn't bother me one bit, but I know people out there that are lazy and will not read a subtitle to save their life. So I really wished that segment was a little bit longer. I wanted more with the daughter and the mother. I feel like they were there was an interesting story there that could have really been taken advantage of, and you could really do more with that. You could even make Good Company into a feature length film. That's how good of a story that Marciano Fabiani did with that one. It is absolutely a stunner. And then we roll on to Regifting with starring Debbie D. Debbie D is always great and always fun. I always love seeing her and everything that she does. She is a veteran when it comes to being an actress and production and just everything in film. She is no slouch when it comes to being in front of the camera or behind the camera. So she knows what the hell she's doing, and I absolutely love it. She is getting a gift for a guy that she has been seeing for a few weeks. She's been taking things slow. He's been going along with the ride all along. They eventually meet up, and they're going to stay in a hotel, where in turn he kind of gets a little weird and he gives her a gift of lingerie. In turn, she's like, why don't we just go out to dinner? I'll think about putting this on later. I absolutely, I really liked that story as well. It ends up in a very horrible way for Debbie D. This guy definitely has ulterior motives, and you find out what it is that she got him, and she got him this really cool, knife that looks like the knife that the killer from Cobra is carrying. It's really cool. The only thing it's missing is the spikes on the hand. But it's got that nice sweet curved blade, and it's just really sweet looking. Just really cool looking blade. I can't emphasize that enough. But it makes for a really cool weapon for our killer to use to dismantle Debbie D's body. And then we roll into the last story, and the last story was Christmas Revenge. Christmas Revenge is a very, very cool story. Lots of cool gore going on. It happens to do with a guy who kidnaps Santa Claus and is torturing him because he witnessed Santa Claus one night, late at night on Christmas Eve. While he was delivering gifts to his house, he witnessed Santa Claus kissing his mother underneath the mistletoe. In turn, it makes him go crazy. He ends up coming up with this plan years later to kidnap and brutally torture Santa Claus. It gets very, very brutal, especially if you have any kind of thing with hands. If you are like squeamish to hand torture, this definitely will get you, because there is some hammers to the hand, and the hand gets cut off at one point. So not to really give away too much, but eventually Santa Claus gets a hold of Mrs. Claus. She comes to save the day, and then there's a nice little twist ending. You find out Santa Claus tells our our captor that it wasn't him kissing on his mother. It was actually his grandfather kissing on him on the mother. And then you find out later on that there's a double twist to it, which is really cool. I'm not going to give away the double twist at the end of that. I really liked it. And now with the technically there's a fifth and final story, which is the wraparound that stars the legend himself, Phil Herman. He basically, it goes over him how he is supposed to be going out and getting groceries for the Christmas dinner that evening. And he is just kind of wasting his day away, looking out the window, drinking some coffee, just kind of enjoying the day. His spouse is kind of abrasive about it. She's kind of a bitch, in other words. Because there's things that she says, the way she says them, that it's just like, okay, you could have been a little nicer about it. Instead, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to kill you. How about that? And so you have that fun little twist there at the end, and you find out why Phil is there, and why he has been stuck watching these stories from these pine cones. And then you are closed out with a really neat, fun segment by a guy that looks like a Wish version of Nicolas Cage. He has got a mullet. He is a radio DJ type. Definitely a very, very cool segment. I love everything he has to say. That segment could have even been longer as well. Excuse me. Mostly because I was really liking his vibe that he was putting down. He really has a lot of on-screen camera chemistry, and he really did a thoroughly good job with his ending dialogue on the very end of this. So I absolutely love this movie. I think it's gotten some mediocre reviews. In my opinion, I think that people are just fishing for negative reviews at that point. I'm not a negative review kind of guy, and even though, yes, my name is on this movie, yes, I am an executive producer, and yes, I have a little bit, I am a little biased towards this movie, and I hold it very, very near to my heart. But I am also, first and foremost, I am a movie reviewer. I see things in here that could be fixed. I see things that could have been either longer, or things that are just really small and minute, like my name being misspelled in the beginning credits. That was the only really beef that I have with this whole movie, but it's a personal level one. I was just a little sad that they misspelled my name, but that's okay. It's spelled correctly on the box, and it's spelled correctly at the very end. But either way, this movie is absolutely fun. On to the three things that I like my movies to meet. Audio is a little shaky in places, especially with the all chopped up segment. The audio, the music is really loud, but the audio is a little toned down. So I had to turn it up a little bit. I had to play the turn up, turn down game. Because the music was just getting too loud in places, and I couldn't hear Joel's just classic lines that he was delivering. So it's a little shaky in places, but overall it's clean. It's very smooth on it. I'm gonna give it a B+. It's not quite A material when it comes to that. I think All Chopped Up is what really, the audio on that is really just kind of bad. That's my only really problem with the overall movie itself. Other than that, I think it's really just a perfect little Christmas movie. On to dialogue. Dialogue is where the bread and butter is in this. It has some great dialogue, fun, catchy lines. All five directors, all five directors did a fantastic job directing each and every one of their segments, and really bringing their own thing to the game. So I'm going to give it a plus on dialogue. Now on to editing. Editing is very crisp, very clean, very smooth. There's no like continuity errors. There's no weird jump cuts that don't make sense. There's no cuts that hurt the momentum of this film. It has a nice steady flow throughout the entire film. So it has a very good editing technique going on here with the overall feel. I imagine that editing a anthology film would be a nightmare, just because you have different directors and you're trying to mesh them all together into one entire film and make it make sense. I have a feeling it would be kind of somewhat of a nightmare. So I applaud them. Kudos 100% with this, especially being that there is a segment that's in Espanol. So that really changes the ball game a lot. So they're going to get an A+ on editing. So we got a B+, an A+, and an A+. So I feel like it scored very, very well. On to my final score of 1 through 5. I'm going to give this thing a 4.5 out of 5. It's not quite 5.0 material. Like I said, if the All Chopped Up segment, the sound was better, if Good Company was a little bit longer, and maybe even a little more to Christmas Revenge, even though Christmas Revenge feels like it's tied up in a nice pretty bow at the end. I just wanted more of that story just because it was so cool and so done so well. Alright guys, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to get the hell out of here. It's been almost 18 minutes. I hope all of you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to hopefully try to get 2 more reviews out for you this week. It's just been really busy with life lately, and then just really trying to play catch up with the reviews that I wasn't able to get to last month as well. So I'm if you stick with me, things will be eventually caught up, and then I'll get on a normal schedule, and then I'm thinking of going Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and keeping it on that schedule instead of doing 7 days a week or 5 days a week or whatnot. All right, guys, love your faces, and as always, see you next time, and peace.